Welcome to Bucket 3 Retirement Podcast. This is the initial broadcast, and with me today is Rick Zimmerman, and my name, your host, is Eric Richner, also known as Swiss Uncle. And today we are at KHM Studios in Cleveland, Ohio, and we're talking to the president, founder, and CEO of KHM Travel, which is a host agency for travel agents and a fantastic opportunity for those thinking about retirement to have a second career in something they love and never work a day in their life. Thank you. Rick, welcome to my initial podcast.
Thank you, Eric.
And I would like to know how KHM came into play and why, of the many people that had gone to this boot camp, travel agent boot camp, it's mostly people who love to travel, and this is a way of getting into a second career or retirement career. Can you tell me a little bit of your story?
Sure. KHM was started back in 2005. Started at a dining room table.
In a napkin? On a napkin?
Yeah, pretty much. There were some models of some pretty good host agencies out there, and my cousin and I had joined a host agency and just found that it was lacking some training and some things that maybe we thought we could do better, build a better mousetrap, so to speak. And so early on, we found people coming to us from all different types of careers, and some people just looking to supplement income, but a lot of people looking for a retirement home and something that they could do in their retirement time, add a little bit of income, but at the same time be able to travel the world. And so it's always been one of my favorite models. Being a little bit older myself, I would love to just think of being able to travel and in my retirement. So that's a lot of what fuels us here, is to be able to help people achieve dreams like that.
I see that. And tell us about your growth. I mean, right now with internet, I keep hearing from people, when I mention I'm not a new travel agent, and they still say, that's still a thing with the internet? And now that I've traveled, before retirement and after retirement, I see the value of a travel agent.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell a little bit more?
Sure.
Are you seeing more sales? Is it a growth industry? How do you see it in the number of agents joining you as a
Yes.
KHM?
It's interesting. If somebody is looking to just take a flight from New York to Nashville or something like that, a short hotel stay somewhere, you can do that online pretty easily yourself. Mm-hmm. But as soon as you get something that's a little bit more detailed in an itinerary, it's really good to have somebody who really knows their stuff, knows the little tricks, and can help a client really maximize that vacation. And it really is about maximizing the money that you spend. It's not necessarily about saving money, because I kind of try to shy away from the saving of money. It's spending the money wisely is really what it is. Mm-hmm. And a good travel advisor can do that.
Right. And I had experienced that myself on prior travels, especially going on a cruise during the pandemic, that it got canceled. And at that time, I didn't know how especially important when things go south, mm-hmm. to have someone, a good advisor, that can help you get back in track and to make sure you get everything that you had purchased. So I had come out of 5 days of instruction here, and the tools that travel agents have right now are amazing and it's really powerful. So it's more about learning about the customer, right? It's more about the interview. What are you trying to solve for them or help them to get the most value of their money, right?
That's right.
So, can you tell about the experience why KHM dedicates so much time on training new agents and experienced agents?
Mm-hmm. You know, when I was talking about getting started in 2005, just a startup, we weren't able to do the kind of trainings that we really wanted to. And but now being around for 18 years, we've really developed a great education team. You got to experience some of the people on our team. You got to experience the curriculum that we use for agents who are just getting started in the business. We've developed curriculums for agents at all levels, and so it's really important to just like with anything, to get started right. And we believe that we have all the tools available to get a travel agent started right.
Mm-hmm. And another thing that I noticed, we are coming here to Cleveland, Ohio, at the headquarters of KHM in Brunswick, Ohio. It's a small suburb of Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Is that the quality of the instructors. But what really impressed me when you started on first day and started something that is very unusual at this time, when the values of the company, the belief in people. I had never seen a most caring organization and diverse of people from all colors, races, creeds, but all have a purpose that they love travel. And we were very inspired with your opening on Tuesday morning for the class. Can you tell me a little bit more how you arrived to this set of values that you put it in every card, in every place in this building, in the offices, and every employee here, they represent those values. I mean, I see it, the caring, the integrity, the passion. Can you tell me something? I mean, that impressed me so much. Mm-hmm. And it's not usual that people stand up for their values and respect others and help collaborate.
Well, thank you for your kind words, Eric. I appreciate that, and I appreciate your acknowledgement of who we are as a company. First of all, I'm a man of faith, and my faith is extremely important to me. But I also recognize that that people who approach us either to work on our team at KHM or as an agent, or the suppliers that serve our agents and our clients so well, everybody that comes to us isn't necessarily going to have my faith or my view or my perspective on things. And so when it came to building KHM, putting together the building blocks that is KHM, I recognized that core values were extremely important. To have a good, clear vision and a mission that is going to drive us. And so those core values are just so important, and they're truly rooted in my faith, but they resonate with just about anybody that reads them, that encounters them. But even more than that, it's really living out those core values. For me, in living out my faith, I know how important that is, and so I can relate that to living out the core values. And so we have a team, and when we hire, and the lady behind the camera can tell you, I go over the core values with everybody that we hire, and it makes for a fantastic discussion. It really does, and so that helps all of us live out those core values.
Mm-hmm. And one thing that I noticed is that we have been provided the tools to succeed doing the best for our customers. As you mentioned, it is not about price, it is not about quick in and out, it's actually providing value. And for example, those that know me, I have been very hesitant to do tours or insurance and so forth. But I learned here the lesson that the way I believe I travel, how I travel, it's not that what everybody does. So everybody's different, and you have to respect that and find what they're looking for. So I was very surprised that we spent time interviewing. There's an interview process when we look at potential clients and friends, because most of the people that you help with travel become your friends. They're part of the family. So I was very surprised at the interview process of what is important to you, the viewer, when you sit down with a travel agent, and how much emphasis was done. You have to listen. So, and I see here, this training starts from the beginning. It is not to sell you something, but to find out how can we make your dreams a reality. And you have to tell us, because what you want, people have to, what you think one thing is, it may not be what I believe it is. So we want for you to explain and for us to understand how to make the most valuable experience, because those are the moments that when you'll remember. That's going to be your legacy when you travel with your grandkids, with your kids as they grow up. It's experiences that make travel such a mind-opening experience. Can you tell us, how much have you traveled? If all the years of traveling and having this fantastic group here, what are the things you're gonna be your legacy to those that travel with you? What are the places that open up your soul, because they're so beautiful and fantastic experiences that you have in here in the U.S. or outside? Can you tell a little bit about your nuggets of travel?
Mm-hmm. Sure. Well, it's all about relationships. I think that's what it comes down to. Meeting people all over the world, and making relationships. When you talk about the interview with your client, it's all about developing that relationship, and the closer you can become, and the more you can get to know one another, and the more you can trust one another, the more you can open up, the better you can serve your client. And that's what's really important. Getting to know people of different cultures, different countries, is amazing, and developing those relationships. Developing relationships with our supplier partners, Royal Caribbean, Carnival Cruise Line, Apple Vacations, Funjet Vacations. It's those relationships that are so important and can be leveraged when it comes to working with your clientele, and being able to serve them as well as you possibly can.
Okay, thank you. And about travel, things, places that impress you, that will keep it in your heart all your life. Have you got any pictures you can paint of those places that owe you? When you there were no words to explain it. You got any places that you recommend people to be in their bucket list?
Well, there are just so many places that I've been that are amazing. But I'm just going to talk about one place, and that's Belgium. And not everybody has that on their list. Not everybody says, "Hey, I'm going to Belgium."
Chocolate and beer?
Chocolate, beer, waffles.
Oh, that's right.
And fries. They got a magic for making fries. I don't know what the deal is, but and the people there are amazing. But like I've said, people just about everywhere I've gone are amazing. Mm-hmm. Sometimes our media can paint a dim view of people of other cultures, and I don't want to say it's all wrong, but I think it's all wrong. People around the world are amazing, and I just urge everybody to get out there and travel and get to meet all the amazing people.
Do you still have a bucket list?
Oh, I got a whole bunch. I haven't been to Egypt. I haven't been to the Holy Lands. I haven't been to Australia. So there's a lot of things on my list. Annie is going to take me to Japan one of these days, and show me some of the fun stuff that she knows about about that part of the world.
Mhm.
But there's just so many things on my bucket list. I know I probably won't get to all of them.
Well, you hit Egypt, Israel, Japan. I mean, those three are things that I want. Australia, New Zealand. Is that in your bucket list?
Me?
Is,
I've been
you.
to I've been to them already.
No, but the bucket
Oh.
list out there, if you're ready for it, send me a note. This is our first podcast, and it is podcast@bucket3.co. And tell me what your bucket list is, and watch out for new episodes. Today we had Tim Zimmerman, and he is just fantastic. And his agency and the people behind it, if you got any KHM agent that you meet, and we are almost 5,000 around the U.S., and small towns, big towns, maybe your neighbor, maybe you are our next agent. So I, would love for you to check KHMTravel.com if that's in your bucket list to become a travel agent. So thank you so much for this first episode, and I want you to watch out. We may come up with a fantastic opportunity to meet in person in the future, in probably 2024, on a travel adventure to our bucket list. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Eric.
Tim. A
Love you,
pleasure
man.
being with you. Thank you.
And
Got.
that was